But there was no one there by the beach. He would walk by the shore, by the seashore. And it has been said that his disciples would witness all the fishes that abide in the deep sea waters would be seen in the shallow end, following Shah Muhammad Abdul Alim Siddiqi rahimahullah. And the fishes would even, out of their love for someone who possesses great knowledge, would sacrifice their life and jump out of the water and fall by the feet of Mawlana Abdul Alim Siddiqi rahimahullah.
Did you just hear that? The fish, Mawlana Abdul Alim Siddiqui would walk by the sea, and the fish would jump out of the ocean onto the sand by his feet, and they would die there out of love for Mawlana Abdul Alim Siddiqui. Now, you know, I've showed you, if you watched the videos, previous videos, I've shown you Salafi fairy tales, I've shown you Shia fairy tales, and now I'm showing you Barelvi fairy tales also. And it just shows you that the entire Muslim nation globally is under hypnosis, is infected, is infested with this hypnosis, with this fairy tale hypnosis. Now, I'm not saying negative things about the subjects of these stories, the heroes in these stories, because Mawlana Abdul Alim Siddiqui is in fact a great scholar. He's a scholar that saved a lot of India or Pakistan from slavishly worshipping hadith. And there are many great products of Mawlana Abdul Alim Siddiqui, like Mawlana Fazlur Rahman Ansari. And from Fazlur Rahman Ansari comes Imran Hussain, a student of Fazlur Rahman Ansari. People who are less slavish to hadiths, less of slaves to hadith. They have a much more realistic view of hadith. Even Mufti Layth, who has a prominent YouTube channel also, you can see the skepticism towards hadith. So it's not about these original scholars. Sometimes, you know, these guys use stories of great men, but they turn these men into ridiculous fools. You know, the stories that these men are located in, like walking on the beach with fish jumping out, it's almost like, you know, you're ruining it. You're ruining it with these stories. And all I'm saying is that we've got a lot of work to do. We need to free our people's minds more than anything else. We need to save the Muslim. We need to free the Muslim from his hypnotic state that he is in. And we must become addicted to reality. But reality is a tough place. You see, reality is a tough place. When you come to reality, you're like a drug addict that has to leave the drugs. You have to leave the drugs. And we have 2 billion drug addicts who are high on hadith, and they can't escape it. I'm inviting you, if you are still trapped in that ridiculous world of fantasy and fairy tales, to come back to reality. The reality has the same challenges that your prophet had. It has the challenge of an evil elite that is enslaving mankind. It is the challenge of people who have become slaves to their own passions. It is the reality of people that have lost track of the Creator, of the Divine, and that have become consumed with their cravings and the emotional desires. And that is the work we have to do. Not to go and put our minds back in the past and live in a fairy tale. That's not going to help anyone. We need proper research. We need to know what the problems are in our society, and we start locally. We start next door with our neighbors. We need to understand what the problems of our countries are. We need to become involved in politics. We need to become involved in social programs in the community. We need to stand for election. We need to become a presence. But how can you be a presence if you are if you're living in fantasy land? Imagine what people will think of you when you come to them and you tell them about these nonsense fairy tales. Nobody will take you seriously. You need to wake up from that slumber and come to reality and come and help us solve the problems in the real world. This is where we need you. We need to stand with our Christian brothers, with our Jewish friends, with atheist people, and we need to challenge the oppressors of the world. We need to defend the status and the standing of God Almighty. We need to defend the rights of the oppressed. That's where the work lies. Not in running around and telling stories in the mosque and saying subhanallah, subhanallah. You know, I don't know which one is the bigger fool, the guy that's talking or the people that are saying mashallah, mashallah, sitting in the audience. You know, it's like they all encouraging. It's like a drug house, you know. They're all sitting there having a great time. And the problems of the world are neglected on the outside. Please, brothers, let's wake up, man. Let's do what we must do.